Most exciting destination in all of northern Wisconsin. LCO Casino Lodge and Convention Center, Hayward. LCO.
Hello, I'm Kimberly, and welcome to the Native News Update. It's Friday, March 2nd. Many of the stories you hear here can be found at IndianCountryNews.com. And here's the news for today from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. Paulette Jordan filed her official declaration of candidacy in the race of Idaho governor March 2nd. She recently resigned her 5th legislative district seat in the Idaho House of Representatives, which she has held since 2014, so she could focus on her campaign. Jordan was raised on the Coeur d'Alene Reservation in northern Idaho. She says many of the values she learned growing up, like humbleness and appreciation of the land, are still with her. The race for governor is about her values, integrity, and honesty. While pursuing her undergraduate degree in communications, comparative literature, and American Indian Studies at the University of Washington, Paulette became an active member in student government. After she graduated, she went home to the reservation and ran for the Coeur d'Alene Tribal Council, becoming the youngest member to be elected. Should Jordan become the governor of Idaho, she would be the first Democrat to govern the state since 1995, the first woman ever to hold the state's highest elected office, and the first Native American governor in the country. In other political news, 3 more Indigenous women are running in the 2018 midterm elections. Deborah Holland, a Democrat and member of the Santa Felipe Pueblo, hopes to represent New Mexico's 1st congressional district in Congress. Holland served as the state's Native American vote director during the then-President Barack Obama's 2012 campaign. Holland went on to become the first Native American woman to chair the Democratic Party of New Mexico. Sharice Davids, a Democrat and a member of the Ho-Chunk Nation of Wisconsin, is among 7 candidates looking to represent Kansas's 3rd congressional district in the House of Representatives. In 2016, David served as a White House fellow assigned to the Department of Transportation. Reyes-Aguirre, an Iztaloteca Mexican native from Phoenix, is the Green Party candidate for U.S. Senate. She has never held a political office but represented the women of her community at the United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues from 2009 to 2017 and co-chaired the Global Indigenous Women's Caucus until last year. The 2018 midterm elections will decide all 435 seats in the U.S. House of Representatives and 34 of 100 U.S. Senate seats. Archaeologists have uncovered a Native American burial site dating back 7,000 years off the coast of Florida. In 2016, an amateur diver who was looking for shark teeth found the site when they stumbled on an ancient jawbone. The burial grounds are expected to cover about 32,000 square feet off the coast of Minnesota Key. Underwater, the team found densely packed organic remains, human bones, and sharpened wooden stakes and textile fragments. The site is believed to have been preserved in a freshwater pond thousands of years ago when water levels were 30 feet lower. The pond had a bottom covered in peat, which reportedly slowed the process of organic decay and allowed for the preservation of human remains. The state said they are working closely with Native American tribes to ensure the proper treatment of the bones. Florida archaeologists have discovered other evidence of the Archaic period, but said this discovery is remarkable because the site survived offshore through hurricanes and erosion. The House of Representatives has passed a bill to expand the Amber Alert child abduction warning system to Native American reservations. The legislation would clarify that tribes are eligible for Department of Justice grants that help assemble Amber Alert systems for law enforcement agencies. The amended bill now moves back to the Senate for final passage. Senator John McClain of Arizona and Heidi Heitkamp of North Dakota introduced the bipartisan legislation. The Department of Justice currently operates a pilot program that offers Amber Alert training services to Native American tribes, but the new legislation would make that initiative permanent. Minnesota Historical Society's Department of Native American Initiatives is creating a new permanent exhibit focusing on Native Americans in Minnesota. The exhibit is slated to open in the fall of 2019 at the Minnesota History Center. The exhibit will feature the history of the Ojibwe and Dakota, from ancient to contemporary works, and recognize the Ho-Chunk legacy in Minnesota. Using Western research mythologies and Native American cultural stories, the depth and breadth of the collection and archives, this new gallery will guide visitors through the stories of Minnesota's first inhabitants, their history, cultural traditions, and what it means to live in the state. And that's another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. I'd like to thank you for joining me and have a grand day.